To answer Prabhakaran's question, is not table topics, not so soon. We will get there. This segment does help in table topics. It actually starts with VV instead of TT. Can you guess what it's all about? Vocal variety, correct. Very well done. Our speaker this evening, she and me have a long history. We often go out together clubbing. She will often tell me a lot of stories about herself, her kids in France. And Sangeeta, are you ready? Oh, see, she's very mysterious tonight. So can anyone guess our mystery speaker this evening? She'll be talking about vocal variety. But have we seen the real Sangeeta in action? Will we see her this evening appear with her slides? Without further ado, I'd like to welcome Sangeeta. She actually belongs to the founder of Story Weaver. So as I mentioned, she is always with stories. Sangeeta, over to you.
Thanks a lot, Vincent. And a very good evening to everybody in Abundance Toastmasters. It is such a pleasure to be here tonight and to see that there is a club that is trying to come back up. It is wonderful, and especially during times of COVID when people have kind of gone negative, to see new beginnings to an existing club is wonderful. So I have been asked to do something on vocal variety. But I wouldn't like to be the only one speaking. We've already heard 3 speeches. Why don't we make this more interactive? Are you guys up for it? Great. So I wouldn't want just your thumbs up and your smiles. I would want to hear your voices since this is all about vocal variety. Yeah. So let's just start with, would anyone like to tell me what vocal variety actually means?
Tonality?
Okay, tonality. What else?
Pace.
Pitch.
Pace, pitch. Yeah. Any more answers?
Vocal variety
is basically an expression.
Yeah, that's right. An expression. So great. In bits and pieces, we have all of it. So I'm just going to run you through a few quick slides, but then we're going to try things on. Yeah. And I would like to please the language evaluator a bit by saying that when used correctly, vocal variety is the infallible partner to taking your speech to greater heights. And when used wrongly, we all know we get negative comments from our evaluators, or we get comments to improve from the evaluators. So let me just share my screen quickly. And well, as Vincent has already told you, I'm a storyteller. And I'm the founder of an organization called Story Weavers, where I help corporates and individuals to bring out their own stories, be it for brand management, for brand value, or be it for their own personal confidence. So let's go. So we're going to look at what is vocal variety. If you just search somewhere on Google, you will get this. Vocal variety in speech is a way to communicate by changing the sound of your voice, using different speeds and tones while speaking. So true enough, it takes care of all the answers that you gave me. There's pitch, there's pace, there's tonality, there's expression. And when I noticed the first 3 speakers, I took some notes, and I was just thinking how Peter went and said, pressurizing. And he actually made us feel how pressurizing it is. Or when Tripti was speaking, she spoke about, who am I? Are you aware? And blah, blah, blah. And she had so many are you awares. And when Prabhakaran was speaking, the best part about that was we were looking at a lot of screens. So all we could hear was his voice. So if that made an impact on you, then you would realize that it had good vocal variety. If it didn't, then Prabhakaran would need to work on his speech more. Yeah. So why do we use vocal variety in our speeches? Could anyone, just unmute and answer this? Anybody, there's no right or wrong here. We're just here to understand what we think about vocal variety, or why do we think it is important?
Expression.
Okay, let's make this maybe at least one sentence long answers, not just one word answers.
Okay. Vocal variety helps us to express our emotions better.
Well
It
said.
gives the
well
right
said.
impact to your speech.
Absolutely, the right impact. And it helps you to express your emotions. So I have just one question. When you watch a movie or you read a book, and you end up falling in love with that book, or you end up just loving that movie, why do you think you like it or you love it?
The connection it makes with us.
Absolutely. And why does it make that connection? So when you read a book, there is no voice there, right? It is the voice in your head. How then does a book, make a connection with you? Or how does a speech in Toastmasters make a connection with you? Or how does a movie sit there in your heart and, it rests there for eternity? Why or how does this happen? Do you have an answer to this?
The way it captures your imagination.
Yeah, great. It does capture your imagination. And why does it capture your imagination?
It just
right,
touches the right nodes in your brain cells, it just touches the right points, which makes it connectable, relatable. And that's why you enjoy it so much.
Spot on, absolutely. So I'm sorry, I cannot pronounce your name right. Can I call you Mani?
Yeah, Manik, yes.
All right, so Manik, I think spot on. When something touches your heart, it connects with you. And why do we say it connects with you? Because it evokes certain emotions in your mind, in your heart. It brings back certain memories that you're connected to, which have a happy past or even a sad past. It brings back certain words or phrases that may have impacted you somewhere in the past, or which kind of, make you feel motivated or encouraged to do something. And when we look at all these points, these are the points that impact our brains when a story is told to us. A story just impacts our brains, in the most variable ways. So there is voice, there is sound, there is smell, there is comprehension of words and numbers. And when you add a vocal variety to it, that's when the story really hits home for you. So let's go deep into the application of vocal variety. I have found that, we use vocal variety almost everywhere in life. So whether it's your personal life and you're talking to your wife, your husband, your kids, your parents, your friends, there is a lot of animation, there's a lot of drama, isn't it? When children ask you they want an ice cream, how do they go about it? Mom, please, I want an ice cream today. I did my homework, I even got an A. And when, it's your wife who's, expecting something from you, or the husband who's expecting something from you, you will take the route of appreciation and you'll say, oh, wow, how beautiful you look tonight. Do you think you could make me a nice hot teh tarik? Or the wife would say, oh, I think you're the most loving and doting husband. How about a diamond ring this time? So, it goes on and on. In your professional lives, it is the meeting. And meetings are not that dramatic. But how do you present important numbers or important details? Let's say your company made a profit of 50%, or made a loss of 75%. So you would say, oh, it was a huge leap of faith that brought us this big profit, or a whopping profit of 50%, or in bad times or during times of COVID, We knew this was inevitable, and we have unfortunately lost a big slice of the cake. We are down 75%. So you see, the way we feel is the way we speak. And I would like to draw parallels here with a tree. A tree needs roots that are firm in the ground in order to help it stand, grow, and blossom. And similarly, we all have a voice in our heads. And this voice pans out into vocal variety when it comes out. So it is deep rooted in our heads and in our hearts. The way you feel is the way you are going to make the other person feel. That's how you're going to make the listener feel. And therefore, it is important to understand how we should use vocal variety. During a Toastmaster speech, especially on camera, like Peter's speech today, you need to be comfortable. If you're jittery, if you're nervous, if your hands are all cold, believe it or not, the energy is going to transmit, and your listener and your evaluator are all going to get it, even past Zoom, even past all the networks in the world. And so it is important to think how the story is narrated in your own head. Listen to that voice, because that is your authentic voice. The way you read a book, let's say you were reading a fairy tale, and it starts, once upon a time in a jungle deep and green. If that's how you read, that's how you're going to talk. But if you read once upon a time in a jungle deep and green, well, that is how you're going to read it. So we come to the last application of vocal variety, which is self-talk. Have you ever looked at yourself in the mirror and spoken to yourself? Give me a quick shout out if you have. Have you practiced your speeches, rehearsed for your interviews, or even practiced proposing to your beloved with a ring in hand or a rose in the other? All right, so your self-talk is what matters the most. That is just like the roots of that tree. You know, if your self-talk says, I am dead sure people are going to love me tonight, and that's how you feel, then that's what resonates with the people. So on that note, quick check. Are you loving me tonight, guys?
Yes.
Oh, that was 1 year. I'd like to hear more.
Yes, yes, and yes.
Oh,
Yes.
wow. I love that now. And if you're nervous, you can work on your nervousness. If you think you're not a very confident speaker, just go back to Peter's speech where he says, if you want to speak more, you have to take more chances in life. You need to go and grab that speaking slot, and you need to make your next speech. Yeah. So we come back to vocal variety, and these are the places in life where we use it, which tells me we use vocal variety everywhere, because we definitely speak. We speak to everybody every single day. So now, what are the emotions that we speak commonly about? If you notice, most of the Toastmaster speeches or your conversations with friends, or even at work, they fall in three big buckets. One is the love and hate. I love eating ice cream. I love taking vacations. Oh, I hate what COVID did to my vacations. I have all the bank balance now, but I cannot fly anywhere. Then we speak about failures. Oh, I just missed my promotion, or I really don't know how that happened. Why did this happen to me? I cannot do this. Or success. Nothing succeeds like success. I just loved it when I got elected as club president this term. No, I did not choose it. My club members love me so much. They just put me on that pedestal, and they said that I should be president. Or I have a reason to be grateful every day, and I have a reason to smile every day. Isn't that the most blatant form of success that we can all vouch on, especially in these times. Do you feel so? Yeah. And as I was talking, I have tried to throw a very, very different variety of voices that came to my mind. Did any of you resonate with any of these voices? Hey, I'd like to hear another voice. I'm tired of hearing my own voice.
You can hear my voice.
Absolutely, Swarna. How about the others? I mean, there are people who haven't spoken. Come on. Let's show this room that there is infallible gut and confidence.
I could relate with the love and hate. It always seems to keep coming, you know, I love this, I love to do this, I love to do this. Oh, I don't have time, still I love to do this kind of thing. Yeah, I could relate to that voice.
Oh, thanks, Akila, for that. So I would just like to say that we can go on and on about vocal variety. And so here's what we're going to try now. We're going to try it out. Yeah. So I would need a couple of volunteers. Who would be my first volunteer? I need someone who hasn't spoken so far.
That would not be me.
I spoke too much this evening.
All right.
This
there
is
anyone?
Tripti. I'm volunteering.
All right, great. Tripti. So here's what I have for you. Okay, you can either pick script 1 or script 2. Just take a few seconds to read it, and just go on. Tell me how you would say these couple of lines.
Okay, I try both the script or only one? No.
It's up to you. It's up to you.
Okay. Since the first one is smaller, let me just try with this one, shorter one. It was for the first time. I felt different. I couldn't stop smiling. Was this love?
Nice, good try. Would anyone else like to go ahead with the same script?
I try, ma'am.
Sure, please go ahead.
It was the first time I felt different. I could not stop smiling. Was this love?
Wow, lovely. Can we have one more person for the same script 1? Come on, guys, this is your chance.
I can try.
All right, so can I request you to do something?
Yes.
Can you turn off your camera and then try?
Okay.
All right, great.
It was for the first time I felt different. I couldn't stop smiling. Was this love?
Thank you so much, Swarna. Now I'd like to ask the rest of you, what did you feel during the first, second, or third? Did any one speaker resonate with your being? Could you relate to any one voice? Now, if you've spoken before, you are allowed to speak. And Swarna, you can turn on your camera, please.
First
To
and
see and hear.
I was surprised to hear Swarna sound like my daughter. She was so innocent when she said this.
Nice.
I found Swarna nostalgic, like she's trying to remember some story. She's sharing some story.
Yeah, like my daughter reading from a book,
Yeah.
That's lovely. And how was it when the other two speakers spoke, when you could see them? Was there a difference?
Yeah, I could see Sedupriyan blushing a bit, and Tripti was playing a part of that. Maybe she's in love, literally or really. I don't know. So best wishes, Tripti.
I think you're right, Manik. I can see her, like smiling jaw to jaw. That's like the $1 million smile that we all, really yearn for. So well done, Tripti. I don't know what's your secret, but good going. So guys, this is what vocal variety does to your speech. So the next time you prepare a speech, whether it's for Toastmasters or it's for your office work, you need to know exactly how you feel, and you need to relay that to your listeners or to the people who are seeing you on Zoom. Much often during office calls, if they go on and on, we all turn our cameras off, even like the Zoom today. And the speaker is completely lost because the speaker doesn't know, oh, okay, are people liking it? Are people sleeping off? Or are people actually paying attention? So when you use your emotions, you connect. So the same thing happens when you look at an email. There is no speaker there, but when you look at an email, let's say you're having a bad day and somebody's trying to tell you you didn't do your work right. How would you feel? Would it aggravate your pain, or would you be level-headed, and would you give the benefit of doubt to the person who's writing to you? Yeah. So similarly, when you're speaking, if you're very blunt and you say, it was for the first time I felt different, I couldn't stop smiling, was it love? Is there any emotion there? No. So there's no chance of making a connect with your audience. But when you speak with complete emotion, with the way you feel, then you make a connect with the audience. So let's have somebody to try script 2. This is more, the feeling low, or not feeling too great about life. Would like to attempt that.
Yeah, I'll try.
Sure, Kathy.
My world was falling apart. Nothing seemed to work. Life is like a bottomless pit. Was this the worst? Or was the worst yet to come?
Great. Amazing. I can't believe I can say amazing to somebody who's feeling so bad. So can we have just maybe one more person to give this a shot? Maybe a male voice this time?
Yeah, let me try.
Sure.
Yeah. Oh my God, my world was falling apart. Nothing seemed to work. Life felt like a bottomless pit. Shit. Was this worse, or was the worst yet to come? Thank you.
Thanks, Natarajan. So guys, what did you think about these 2 speeches? Did you find a difference? It's the same set of lines, but 2 different individuals coming from a different mindset. Yeah. And could somebody share how they thought, what Kathy meant, and how they thought what Natarajan meant? Would anyone like to share that?
With Kathy's voice, I felt that she was really, really down, like she is going to just break down now and cry the next moment. The minute she stops speaking, she's going to cry. And with Tyagarajan, I found that he is more aggressive towards how he is feeling this emotion. He is more like, I want to, hit somebody because something has happened to my life.
Absolutely. So do you agree, Kathy and Tyagarajan? Was that the emotion?
Yeah, I too could literally hear Kathy from down a pit. It was so sad. While Tyaga was full of angst and was about to thrash someone. So that's what even I felt. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just being a critic, but never mind. I can speak as well, but that's fine. I think we are.
Oh, no, absolutely not. I think the core of this exercise is to be as honest as possible. Because when you're honest, it's, the person who is expressing it understands how other people respond to them, or how receptive they are to them. And was this the exact emotion you were talking about? So I think that brings me to the end of this session. I would just like to say that vocal variety is the life of your story. whether you're presenting in Toastmasters, at your work, or you're even trying to convince your husband or your wife to get that new house, that new car, or that new TV. Ah, there you are. So that's how, it's the best way of nudging somebody without them actually realizing, hey, that's what you did to me, So let's say you want to buy that new house right now. You say, darling, imagine that cup of hot tea looking at the sunset. That's how you are nudging them to believe in you. So that's what vocal variety does. It is the life of your speech. It is the life of everything you do. It's a life of your communication. So listen to your inner voice. That is the root. Let your story pan out the way it does in your mind outside. And if you're looking for more confidence, just refer to our speakers earlier on this evening, and they'll tell you how to feel comfortable, how to be aware of who you are, and how to negotiate. Yeah. And with that, I think I'd like to say a big thank you for all the participation, because without you and without your participation, this vocal variety means nothing. It is not any meaningful than the disclaimer of mutual funds, the way it reads, mutual funds are subject to market risk, blah, 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 blah. That's how it goes. And so thanks a lot for your attention. If you have any questions or anything to say, I'm all yours for it. Otherwise, I can hand the time over back to my friend Vincent, who may have lots to say to me after this.
Thank you, Sangeeta. You all can see her contacts. If you have any questions to ask regards to vocal variety, I think you may drop her a text or drop her an email.